Welcome back. Today, we're diving into Genesis 9, the moment after the storm, when the world gets a second chance. God speaks to Noah and his family with a message of blessing and responsibility. He reminds them and us that life is sacred and that every person carries his image. It's not just about surviving the flood. It's about living differently after it. You will hear a modern breakdown of this chapter that makes it easy to understand and apply, even in today's world. We'll also look at a real-life example of what it looks like to start over with purpose. And finally, I'll leave you with a challenge, a call to action, so you can carry this story into your daily life with intention and hope, whether you're in the middle of a comeback or just need to hear that God's promises still stand. This episode will speak to you. Let's get into it. Genesis 9, modern-day interpretation. After the flood, God gave Noah and his sons a fresh start. He blessed them and said, "Have children, grow your families, and fill the earth." From that moment on, animals would instinctively fear humans, and God gave people permission to eat not only plants but also animals. However, he gave one rule: don't eat meat with blood still in it, because life is in the blood. God made it clear that life is sacred, especially human life. He said that he would hold everyone accountable for how they treat others. If someone takes a life, justice will be required. Why? Because every person is made in the image of God, and that gives human life incredible value. God then made a promise, a covenant, not just with Noah, but with all future generations and every living creature. He said, "Never again will I destroy the earth with a flood." As a sign of this promise, God placed a rainbow in the sky. Every time we see it, it's a reminder of God's everlasting covenant, his commitment to never wipe out all life like that again. It's a sign of mercy and faithfulness, meant for all people for all time. Later, Noah's story takes a human turn. He planted a vineyard, made wine, and one day drank too much, passing out drunk in his tent. His son Ham saw him in that state and disrespected him by telling his brothers. But Shem and Japheth handled it with care. They walked in backward and covered their father, refusing to look. When Noah woke up and learned what happened, he spoke a prophetic word over his sons, honoring Shem and Japheth, but placing a curse on Ham's son, Canaan, for Ham's dishonor. Noah lived for 350 more years after the flood and died at 950 years old. From his 3 sons, the world was repopulated. This is my interpretation of the text. Genesis 9 is about a fresh start, a new beginning for humanity. After the flood, God gives Noah and his family a blessing. Go out, grow your families, and fill the earth again. But along with that blessing comes responsibility. God reminds them that life is sacred, especially human life, because every person is made in his image. This isn't just about survival. It's about living with purpose and respect for one another. One of the most powerful parts of this chapter is God's promise never to destroy the earth again with a flood. And he gives us a sign, the rainbow, as a symbol of his faithfulness and mercy. Every time it rains and we see that colorful arc in the sky, it's like God is saying, "I haven't forgotten you. I keep my promises." It's a sign of hope, no matter how dark things may look. The second half of the chapter is raw and real. It shows Noah not as a perfect man, but as a human one. He made a mistake, and how his sons responded shows us that character matters. Some people mock when others fall, while others quietly protect and respect. God honors those who act with humility and love, even in uncomfortable situations. This chapter reminds us that starting over is a gift, but it's also a test. What we do with our new chances, how we treat each other, and whether we remember the one who gives us those chances. That's what matters most. Here is a life example from modern times. Imagine someone who's come through a major life challenge. Maybe it was addiction, a toxic relationship, or a season of depression. After hitting rock bottom, they get a second chance. They find healing, a support system, maybe even faith. That's their post-flood moment. The world looks different now, and they get to rebuild. But rebuilding isn't just about moving on. It's about living differently. They start treating people with more respect. They protect what's valuable. And every time they see a small reminder, whether the photo, a journal, or even a rainbow, they remember where they've been and how far they've come. This is a call to action for all of us. We've all had flood seasons, times when life crashes down and everything feels uncertain. But Genesis 9 shows us that God gives second chances, and He expects us to use them well. So here's the challenge. Don't just survive, live with meaning. Treat people like they matter, because they do. Protect life. Honor your role in this world, and remember the promises God has made to you. If you've come through something hard, thank God for bringing you through it. And choose to live the rest of your life with more kindness, more grace, and more intention. Let the rainbow be more than just a pretty sight. Let it remind you to keep building, keep trusting, and keep walking forward with faith. If this story speaks to you, like this video, subscribe for more faith-centered inspiration. Comment your thoughts or how you're building your own ark today, and share this with someone who could use encouragement in a chaotic world. There's more to come. Join me next time as we continue uncovering life lessons from ancient truth.